It was a cold, quiet evening. The gas station's neon lights flickered, casting a dim glow over the empty lot. Keanu Reeves pulled up on his sleek black motorcycle, the engine purring before he switched it off. As he removed his helmet, he noticed something that made him pause: a woman sitting on the curb near an old car with its hood open. Her shoulders trembled as she wiped away tears, her body language heavy with exhaustion. People walked past her, barely sparing a glance. The gas station attendant inside looked on, uninterested. A few cars pulled in, their owners filling up before driving off, completely unaware of her struggle. Keanu took a deep breath and walked toward her. "Excuse me, miss. Are you okay?" he asked gently. The woman flinched as if startled that someone had actually acknowledged her. She hesitated before speaking, her voice small and shaky. "My car broke down. I was on my way to pick up my son from my sister's place. I don't have enough money for a tow truck or repairs." She let out a defeated sigh, wiping her eyes again. Keanu's jaw tightened. He had seen this too many times before: people struggling, left to fend for themselves while others just looked the other way. He wouldn't be one of them. He crouched beside the car and took a quick look under the hood. Even though he wasn't a mechanic, he could tell this wasn't a simple fix. He stood up and glanced toward the gas station attendant inside, who was now watching with mild curiosity. Without hesitation, Keanu turned on his heels and walked into the station. The cashier, a young man with his feet propped up on the counter, barely looked up. "I need a tow truck called for the car outside," Keanu said, pulling out a few bills and placing them on the counter. The cashier raised an eyebrow. "That your car?" he asked, clearly uninterested. Keanu's expression darkened. "No. But make the call." Something in his tone made the cashier sit up straighter. He picked up the phone without another word. Keanu turned and walked back outside, finding the woman still sitting on the curb, looking down at her lap. "Tow truck's on the way," he said casually, as if it was the simplest thing in the world. The woman's eyes widened. "You didn't have to do that," she murmured. "I did," Keanu replied, offering a small smile. "You're not alone in this." Just then, a sleek luxury SUV pulled into the station, its headlights flashing as a well-dressed man stepped out. He took one look at the scene and smirked. "What's the point of helping people like that?" he scoffed, shaking his head as he walked toward the store. "Some folks just need to figure it out on their own." Keanu didn't react immediately. He let the words hang in the air before finally turning his head slightly. "It doesn't cost anything to be decent," he said calmly, locking eyes with the man. The stranger scoffed. "Decent? You're just throwing money away. What do you think she's going to do? Ask for more next time?" Keanu took a slow step forward, his gaze unwavering. "I hope she does. Because no one should have to beg for kindness." The gas station grew silent. The luxury SUV owner scoffed again, pretending not to care, but something in Keanu's voice made him shift uncomfortably before heading into the store. As the tow truck pulled up, Keanu spoke with the mechanic, ensuring everything would be taken care of. "It'll take about an hour to get this running again," the mechanic said. Keanu nodded. "Fix whatever needs fixing. I'll cover the cost." The woman's breath hitched. "No. I can't let you do that." Keanu turned to her with a reassuring smile. "You can. And you will." Before she could protest again, he turned and walked back into the store. Moments later, he returned with a bag full of food and a bottle of water. He handed them to her. "Eat," he said simply. Tears welled up in her eyes as she clutched the bag. "I don't even know what to say," she whispered. "Say you'll pick up your son and drive home safe," Keanu replied with a wink. By now, people at the gas station had taken notice. Some whispered among themselves, recognizing who he was. The gas station cashier, now fully attentive, looked humbled by what he had just witnessed. Even the man in the luxury SUV seemed less smug, though he still kept his distance. As the woman's car was finally repaired, she turned to Keanu one last time. "I'll never forget this," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "Then just pass it on," Keanu said softly. "One day, someone else will need a hand. Give it to them." With that, the woman got into her car and drove off, her tears now replaced with a small, grateful smile. The crowd that had gathered stood in silence, processing what they had just seen. Keanu Reeves took one last sip of his water, adjusted his helmet, and swung his leg over his bike. Without another word, he revved the engine and disappeared into the night, leaving behind a lesson no one would forget.